Christians Christians always tell us, well, Jews and Christians always tell us that the Bible is the Word of God and the Quran is not the Word of God. In fact, Christians go as far as saying that the Quran is the Word of Muhammad. Um, and when we ask them to what's their arguments for that, they always bring up these fallacious arguments. But regardless, I'm not going to be talking about the Quran here. I'm just going to be talking about the Bible. Now, there's one example in the Bible that shows that the Bible cannot be the Word of God and it cannot be inspired. And it is the work of, the Bible is the work of like local local legends and local legends and local mythology crept into the Bible. And how do we know this? We know this because the Bible is actually um, repeating like Middle Eastern like mythology into it. And one of the clearest examples of this is the Book of Job, chapter 41, verse 1 to 2. Now I'm going to be reading from this Bible. I'm going to be reading from this, the Archaeological Study Bible, New International Version. So this is not some anti-supernatural liberal Bible. So let's read Job chapter 41, verse 1 to 2. Let's see here. Job 41, verse 1 to 2. Okay, so I'm reading from the Bible. It says, can you pull in the Leviathan with a fishhook or tie down his tongue with a rope? Can you put a cord through his nose and pierce his jaw with a hook? So basically, the area being described here in the book of Job, chapter 40, verse 21 to 23, it says the area described here is probably the Hugh region north of the Sea of Galilee. So basically, what is a Leviathan? What is a Leviathan? A Leviathan is an ancient Mesopotamian myth. It's an ancient Iraqi myth, right? But somehow it found its way into the Bible. Leviathan. Sorry, I don't know why my tongue's getting twisted. Leviathan is a pre primordial sea serpent. Its source is pre-biblical, Mesopotamian or an Iraqi. Mesopotamia was in Iraq, ancient Iraq. A myth, especially that of the sea monster in the Ugaritic myth of Baal. In the Old Testament, Leviathan appears in Psalms chapter 74, verse 14, as a multi-headed sea serpent. Isaiah chapter 27, verse 1. It's in Isaiah chapter 27, verse 1, it is a serpent and a symbol of Israel's enemies. In Job 41, it is a sea monster and a symbol of God's power of creation. So the biblical authors thought that this mythological monster was real, and it went into the Bible. So the question I have for any Christians watching this, any Bible-believing Jew or Christian watching this is, how can the Bible be the Word of God when these myths and legends were creeping into it? Doesn't this show that human authors tampered with the Bible? Doesn't this show that the human authors put human imaginations and human creations into the book, into the Bible? So this is proof that myths and legends crept into the Bible. So how can it be the Word of God? It makes absolutely no sense. Now, in the Quran, there's no such thing as a Leviathan. The Quran doesn't talk about any kind of sea monsters, running around the seas or whatever. So the Quran doesn't have this problem, but the Bible does. So again, stay tuned. A lot more videos are up ahead regarding the Bible.